We flip-flopped in program a little bit here. Grant's for Chief and Brad Brown come up first.
All right, let's kick this thing off. Ryan, you ready? Me too. Thank you for being here tonight. Firefighter of the Year is truly an honor for those that receive it. You've been chosen by your peers, not by the chiefs, not by anyone else, by your peers. And let's be honest, we can be a pretty tough crowd with each other. You have to work really hard to impress us. And obviously, if you make Firefighter of the Year, you've done that. If you make Firefighter of the Year, you've stood out among the best firefighters in the state, in the best department in the state. So consider that. Grand Rapids is lucky to have you. Firefighters of the Year, present and past, we appreciate everything you've done for this organization, and you are the best. Well, tonight is a similar situation with Captain Ryan Sparks with regards to his abilities, but different a little bit. Ryan, you're a great friend, so I feel like I can say a few of these things. And Ryan's been a friend of mine since we walked in the door with Steve, with Lyle, back in 03, and we were the Wolfpack. Wolfpack! And John, yeah. So we formed a pretty tight-knit group back then. Actually, before my wife moved up to Michigan, I used to spend the night with Ryan Wood, with Lyle and Fiona, with Whitworth. I was just transient. I was just moving all around, just hanging out with the Wolfpack. So it was a great time. In addition to the normal talents that most firefighters of the year have, like fighting fires, saving lives, hanging out inside of buildings like Jeff Isaac, Ryan has a unique skill set that should be celebrated. Ryan, you were one of the worst drivers I've ever seen. In rookie school, Ryan would eat bowls of cereal driving into the parking lot in his Honda Civic. And he would have the bowl in one hand and a spoon in the other. And I'm like, how is he steering that car? So we won't get into details, but needless to say, a very bad driver. Brian and I we both share a keen sense of direction. I was lost in the woods for hours in Muskegon when we went on a trail ride. Ryan took a left, and I think I took a right, and finally a hunter had to get me back to the Boy Scout camp. That was a challenging day. Ryan, you also have allegedly pulled a hose line to the wrong house. I don't know why you keep bringing this up. It was very smoky. Anyone could have done it, and you recovered innocently. Okay, that's why we have multiple crosslights. If the first one doesn't work, just pull another one. We also share a very good sense of geography. Before I moved to Michigan, I didn't really know where Michigan was on a map. Never really needed to. I grew up in North Carolina. Geography's not big down there. Okay. Ryan also struggles a little bit with neighboring countries and their proximity to here. I won't go into great details, but when you look at the scale of the map, 1 inch could be thousands of miles away, Ryan. So just keep that in mind. Brian, between your driving and your directionality issues, I think it was the right time. You were urged to go ahead and write the test, because we certainly couldn't let you drive. We couldn't afford it. Fire trucks, as you know, are very expensive. All kidding aside, though, Ryan has done more for this department as a single individual with his driving prowess and now his grant team than any other individual, I would say, in the history of the fire department. Yeah. I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm also a successful grant writer. I wrote a grant about 20 years ago. It was for $30,000, and I basically put down the golden pen after that, right? I was 1 for 1. Ryan King, White claimed that percentage. But yeah, we're up to 22 million, 23 million. I think he's had a few more that have gone after the program. In all seriousness, every part of this department has been improved by Captain Sparks. When you pull out to work in the morning, there's a brand new emergency generator sitting outside that station. That was Ryan. When you walk in the door to grab that gear off the shelf to put on, that was Ryan. When you get in the fire truck, we still have a few. Brian wrote a grant for 27506 years ago. One of them is still in service today every now and then. When you're going to that fire and put that air pack on, he's not only bought one round of those, but two with grant monies. Ryan has recently been awarded an EDA grant to pay for our new 5-story burn facility that's going to be constructed next year. Ryan, there is not, words cannot describe the impact that you're leaving behind when you go. And we have some really big shoes to fill, so I'm probably not going to let you retire anytime soon. But I just want to say thank you. You've been a great friend, great member of this fire department, a great leader for our city, and now a well-earned firefighter of the year for Grand Rapids. Congratulations.
So next is going to be John and Kevin Sumner are going to do the presentation of 2024, excuse me, not 2024, but our past recipients of firefighter year. But for those of you that know Kevin Sumner, he's a state fire marshal. He was also retired from the Grand Rapids as a deputy chief. In 2007, he was also a firefighter year. And when I came to the department, he was a training captain. My first year on the streets as a captain. So he's a mentor to me, a friend. He's taught me a lot over the years. So it's an honor for me to be here. It's an honor to have you. So thanks for making the trip. I appreciate it. So Brad, you're right. We got to rework the numbers, right? Because when I went to get state fire marshal in 2017, I said I needed to write a grant so I could create this thing called MI Prevention that now almost 700 fire departments are out installing alarms across the state. And you were successful in getting a $525,000 grant to help us get our community rich reduction program started. So thank you for that. So last year at this event, Chief Sullivan came to me and said that there's some individuals that never received a Firefighter of the Year pin or award. So then we didn't do that. So if I can have, I'm going to read all the names. If you guys are here, please come up front and meet with us. Gerald Hawley from 1971. Gordon Potter from 1988. Louis Visser from 1990. John Frew from 1995. Ray Reagan from 96, Richard Zimmerman from 97, Bob Einhoff from 1998, Rick Johnson, 1999, Craig Bolger, 2000, Paulo Martinez from 2001, Jeff Steer, 2002, Craig Harkin from 2003.
Ready? Firefighter of the year. Bob inside is a certificate. Also, that was the firefighters wearing the uniforms. So like that.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Sorry, it took a few years to get that for you. Yeah, right. Mr. Briggs coming up.
Yeah. Got the picture. Okay. There you go, John. Great.
Moving on to the program, turn the mic over to our Deputy Chief, Jack Johnson. Come up here.
It's 7 pages. But it's 44 font. I can't see anymore.
By the way, none of those guys were nominated for Firefighter of the Year from sitting at a computer. So those guys earned it legit.
Story time. I want you all to go back to 2012. 2012, Hurricane Sandy came to the East Coast. Obama got elected for his second term. Phelps became the most decorated Olympian of all time in London. And Windows 8 was released, right? Which was one version of our dispatch software that we just replaced. And Engine 3, Truck 3, a 5-year lieutenant, finally got to know what we call a big boy machine, right? An engine company. I had spent time on med squads, magic bubble trucks, as they would call them, like the cams units, and finally had enough seniority to get an engine company and get a real crew. That year, I had a fellow by the name of Jim McIntyre as my driver. Jim and I were classmates, good friends, good family before we even went there. Therese was a tough house. It wasn't where the meat came. And Ryan that year decided, hey, I think I'm going to draw over there with this Jack and Jim guy. Had no idea what he was getting into. And there he was. Ryan, a former dispatcher of all things, not like his brother, a cop. Really nice. Former deputy. He knew us. He didn't know the reputation that Tim and I had for being a little bit stubborn, a little bit cranky, a little bit angry, but good firefighters, I like to say. He had worked at Engine 5 before that, Engine 1, Engine 2, Truck 2. Basically a lot of crews with weak constitution and no firefighter skills. Because they weren't from the West Side. We weren't really sure about this lanky kid, this lanky dispatcher that came to work with us until a June day. We were sitting in the engine house and a fire came in. And we rolled over there and we pulled up on the scene and Ryan was so excited in the back I could feel it. We pulled up, the smoke was so thick it was banked out, you couldn't even see the house. I got out of the machine and I looked back at Ryan and I couldn't even see him. One door back, it was so thick. I had a mask up right there. A couple of things were going on in the Grand Rapids Fire Department at that time. They were teaching us how to fight fire with fans. No offense. Fire marshal. So, this thing called positive pressure attack. You take the fan, you put it in the front door, and the truck crew's supposed to run around and take the windows out, and all of a sudden the smoke magically goes out the back, and you walk in and it's spraying water. And it worked. It worked. We did that. We put the fan in the door, Sam's the giant blowtorch at first that hit us in the head. We went in, Ryan sees the fire, we head that way, and then instantly it's black to the floor, it's hot, and Ryan and I are literally kissing the floor, right? We're down, he's mad, I'm mad, it's hot, what's going on? I'm like, the fan's gone. I can hear it running. So I said, Ryan, wait here. So I crawl back, turn the fan, and then instantly the smoke lifts again. I'm like, all right, we're back in action, man. So we get through there and we find where the fire is, and Ryan's hitting it, and we recognize it's a liquid accelerator fire that's going on in the ground. You can tell that fire burns a little differently, and the issue with those is they look really fast if you don't stay on them. So I stayed there, and Ryan says, hey, I'm gonna go upstairs and check for extension. Sounds good, buddy, you go, I'm gonna make sure this fire stays put out. And as I'm standing there, I felt this immense pain and a thud on my right side. And my instant thought is, oh crap, I just killed my firefighter. I really just came through the ceiling and landed at my feet. And I looked up and there's an axe laying there. And I'm like, I just got hit with an axe. And I look up the stairs and Ryan's standing on the landing, waving at me like that. I'm like, did you just throw an axe at me? And so matter of factly, he says, yeah, because you weren't paying attention. And that's when I knew Ryan was one of us. Nothing brings you closer to your group of firefighters, to your crew, than fire.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
And we taught a ton of fire that summer. In fact, we call it the summer of fire. We work a 3-day cycle, we get 4 days off. We have a fire every single cycle. And we got good at it. We got good at it. We got confident about it. To the point where the battalion chief, it doesn't matter what we screwed up, they come in on the way out, they tell the BC, that's fine, chief, we'll just keep putting the fires out for you. And the whole time, Ryan was standing behind me like this. Get him, Jack. So again, nothing brings you closer to your crew. Firemen are never happier than when they're fighting fire. And that's what really, I think brought us together that year. So it wasn't just the fire department. We lived together for 24 hours. And that year, Ryan decided he was ready to start mentoring. Yeah. To ride the sea, he wanted to be a lieutenant. I feel personally responsible for the kind and caring officer you are today. Because he had to learn how to be an officer, how to be a leader, by leading the 2 biggest a-holes in Grand Rapids Fire Department, Jack Johnson and Jim McIntyre. And he did it, and he was happy to do it. There were a lot of days where it was stressful for you, I know that, but it was all for a purpose.
Did when mom and dad fuck.
We molded him into the man he is today. At least that's what I'm There is one incident I'm not going to talk about here. It's the sausage gravy incident of 2012. If you want to talk to people about that, you're welcome to, but you know it was his fault, it wasn't mine.
Yeah.
The only time I ever questioned your manhood was when we went over to Hero Rush on the east side of the state. So the Hero Rush was an adventure race, and it was firefighter themed. And myself, Ryan, Ed Brayman, Jim McIntyre, Celeste McIntyre went over there. Ryan and myself were staying in a hotel room together. We went out to dinner. And the waitress comes to the table and she says, what would you like to bring? And Ed's like, I'll take a whiskey and coke. I'm like, I'm a big man. I'll take a rum and dye. And I see Ryan looking at the menu like this. Where's your wine cruise? What? So, Bartles and James, I think you were asking, well, they didn't make that for years. But still, even after spending those shifts together, we kind of became our family. I think no, you were family. We did things off duty. Ryan learned his gun handling skills from his brother. That was from duty. And have you ever since then hired a professional photographer to ride along with you and your crew and take glamour shots? I did. Our glamour shots were so good How many of you have been to Ryan's house? Raise your hand. How many of you have seen this picture of Ryan's house? How many people believe that same picture's in my house? That same picture's in McIntyre's house? That same picture is in my office. And that picture was actually entered into our prize. We didn't win. So I talked about the fire family. Well, I can't acknowledge you without acknowledging the sacrifices that your family makes. So I would like to join Governor Ainsley Coleman. If you guys would stand up. Oh, Joy. Joy's first nickname for me was the Mosquito Princess. And she's now become the head of the queen. Joy is a force to be reckoned with, and I thank you for the patience that you had with Ryan those years that you worked with me, and I appreciate the way that your family, Ryan, had kind of taken me in during what I call it. Ainsley, Golden. I met them at a transfer one year, and I remember contemplating the lineage of Goldman as we stood there and watched it walk. And Joyce said, he walks just like Jack. And Ainsley, and the kids. You kids need to understand the reason that we're successful as firefighters and you as well, Joy, is that we have the support at home. You guys are good kids, you're a great family, and I appreciate you guys allowing me to be part of your family as well, so thank you. So past that, Mr. Sparks left the next year and decided to approach his own way in the Grand Rapids Fire Department for all the things that we taught him and all the lessons that he learned. Here are some of his achievements. He was hired in 2003. He was promoted to lieutenant in 2017, promoted to captain in 2022. And his leadership capabilities and the grant monies that has got have saved the citizens millions of dollars. But Ryan, the one thing about that stands out to me is that you never stood there with your hand out waiting for anyone to give you anything. You went up and got it on your own. You made this place yours, and you own it. And I'm proud of you for that, man. You made me proud of that. So the fire chief, as fire chiefs are prone to do, stole a little bit of the thunder from his deputy chief, but I'm used to it. He does it well. So the AFG grant, Assistant to Firefighters grant, comes out every year. Ryan's very familiar with it. He's written about those grants. So I'm just going to review a few more of the things that Ryan has gotten us. So the chief talked about the SCBAs that keep us alive in buildings. They also got us a fill station so we can fill the bottles at colors. He got us a Sparky dog outfit that we can wear in parades. The dichotomy is the same here. He got us bailout kits, so if we find ourselves in trouble on an upper floor, we can latch in and basically jump out of the window and knock down. One of my favorite grants was the $500,000 in extrication equipment that you got. We took old antiquated tools, also known as the jaws of life, and updated, they were hydraulic, there was a power pump you had to run, and updated with all new battery operated stuff. And I by far, as I go throughout the state, we have one of the best extrication setups in the state of Michigan. And we have to put in for that. Near and dear, cancer, right? Cancer screening. Ryan Bergman is cancer screening. Firefighters and cancer happens. You got us radios, leather boots, and you got us hazmat monitors so we can know when we're in a flammable or dangerous atmosphere. 40 safer positions. So we talked about AFG grants. Safer are people. Ryan made it so we could hire 40 overall. there's been three or four different branches done, over 40 positions to staff the units. Without firefighters in the seat, we can't do what we do as effectively as what we do. There's no way around it. And they all talked earlier, this is the total I got, this is our financial deal, so I know it's right. And that's Ryan swimming in the money that he got. So $21,528,523 in total grant winnings since 2012. And it's not just the Grand Rapids Fire Department that recognizes skills. FEMA, the one that have been screwing up down in the cellar, recognized Ryan's skill. They invite him out to Emmitsburg, Maryland, and have him review everyone else's AFG and safer grant. Which you couldn't have given because you improved on it. Ryan, you are a firefighter's firefighter. And in our business, that means a lot. You care deeply for your first family, your fire family, and your faith. Your skill set is as diverse as the emergencies we face, from mastering the latest firefighting techniques and staying calm under pressure during the most chaotic incidents. You've set a standard that challenges all of us to be better. But what truly sets you apart is your ability to lead with both your head and your heart. Brian, your commitment to continuous improvement, your compassion for those we serve, your unbreakable spirit in the face of adversity are the hallmarks of not just a great firefighter, but a great human being. You've shown us with passion, perseverance, and a touch of humor. Remember when you used to walk like that up here? We can overcome any challenge that comes our way. So as we honor you today, know that your impact extends far beyond this award. You've inspired a new generation of firefighters, strengthened our department, and made our community safer. And your dedication to us, to me, to this department, to everyone here, is a beacon that guides us all. Congratulations again, Ryan, Captain Sparks. You made your passion continue to burn bright and inspire us all for years to come.
All right, thank you, Chief Johnson. Very well said. Before we go to the next portion, I just want to thank all of you real quick. I have a few more things. I really want to thank Natalie and catering. You guys did a great job. It was awesome, so thank you very much. You know, I think the High Five events in there too. This is just a great venue, so thank you so much. Great job. So now we're going to move on to the launch presentation. So the launch presentation started way back in the day with Fox and Peters presenting the launch the Grand Slam for the year. I think it was about 2016 or so. I think it was the last time Fox was presenting the launch shows. And that was Steve McBride. Fox was sold out, went out of business, so we kind of struggled to find somebody to take that over. And the following year, we were able to get DeVries Group over on the west side of Runner Street. They just moved their new location. I don't know if Dan made it here yet or not tonight. I don't see him. He wanted to be here, him and his wife. Really trying to get something near his house. He donates a watch every year to us. And it's a beautiful watch. They engraved with the Grand Slam for the year, in their name. So if you can support the reason you do, they just do a great job, big supporter of us for anything you need. They just moved into a new building and it's beautiful. And up on the second floor, they do have a bar. So if you get to do some shopping yet, go do some shopping there. And so also along with that, it's how we came to the fight for the year, how we picked Ryan. So it goes to the award ceremony. Awards committee, we narrow down to 3, typically, well this year is 3. So we talked this year about having outside people pick it. Well, we kind of give them a little bit of input, give them the letters you guys wrote, and we stay out of it. We let them go off their own way. So this year, we have Kevin Farhat from the Garage Bar and Grill. I think everybody knows we have down the highway over here at his location in Ada also. Kevin's been a big supporter of us, does a lot for us. So he's involved in that. Then of course Dan and Reese give his Julie. Dan was also one that his son could help get the garage. And then Clay from John Reese Construction. Clay King. So Clay's here tonight with his wife, and then Julie also, and Jason from John Reese. And there's also here. A lot of you guys know Jason. He comes around the station. Jason used to be our police officer. He's semi-retired, but you guys see Jason in the engine house. He's kind of been the face of John Grace for us and kind of got us the ball rolling. So we've really established a great relationship with John Grace Construction and Restoration, and they do a lot for us. We thank you for everything you do for us. Just been awesome. We've set the front table over here. So. They support almost everything we do, getting involved in everything we do. And just, I can't say how much they do for us. So if you ever need anything, they flyer, water, any construction need, they'll take care of it. So thank you guys. The main headquarters, Council Network, location in Northern Shores and Kalamazoo. So thank you. Thank you very much. So that's it. Let's get Ryan back up here and give you this watch.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
I'm up next? Oh, man. We need 5 minutes.
Just one more thing too. I know we've talked about password for years. If you're a password for years, please stand up. Guy, you're real smoochy, please stand up. And thank you everybody. You have a round of applause. Campus Stars, you are up.
Seriously, do you need to go to the bathroom and like fill your drinks first or anything? This is like 45 minutes, so you might need it. Oh, where do I start? This is extremely awkward. It's like the hey, look at me thing, you know, and that is not my style. I'm just very grateful and I'm very humbled for you for the nomination and the recognition. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I've been nominated several other times. I've been told this is the first year I've actually gotten it, so I don't know what that says about the other nominees, but they finally got to me, so that's going to be cool this year. Billy, you were actually my pick. I nominated you. I thought you deserved it. The things that Milanowski's done with our fleet is just second to none. He is an absolute gift to our department, and especially my personal baby, Engine 5, which he's done a phenomenal job with. So he could be standing here just as easily as I could. And then Nate Bazin, I think this is the only award he hasn't won. He wins everything. It's the department, county, state level, so he'll be here a lot longer. He'll get his chance, but those guys deserve recognition too. Okay. People want to know how I got started in this business. I was a communications major in college. I had kind of a strength in writing, and so I knew that was a gift of mine. We had a meeting that was highly controversial back in the day. Chief Zacco called all the Wolfpack into his office at our 1-year anniversary. And we went around the table and everybody had to tell how they saw themselves contributing to the department. And everybody had their thing, like, oh, you know, type rescue and hazmat and, you know, whatever. I didn't have a thing. Like, I didn't have a thing that I was really passionate about. I said, well, I'm pretty good at writing. There's these fire grants out here that are available. And at that time, there hadn't been a lot of grant writing done through the department. The city had a guy that worked with Chief Thompson, Dave Pyle, Kevin Carmel, and they had had some successful grants, but they didn't have a dedicated person. So I opened my mouth, and next thing you know, I started doing it. I started doing it on a voluntary basis. And it's like Jack was saying, it wasn't anything initially that, I just was gifted. Like, you kind of had to put the time in and the work in. And I eventually got endorsed as an official GRE program. I was able to build a team of grant writers also, and now it's official. So I've only had about 55% success rate and 45% haunts me. I don't get. There's so many things that I feel like I left on the table. And in a lot of things, 55% is considered a failure. But in the grant world, that's pretty good numbers. So I'm grateful for that. At that meeting in 2004, I sat there and didn't have a thing, and I didn't know where I could go, didn't know how I could contribute. In 2024, I can't look around any fire station and not see an area that we haven't impacted through our grant work. So I'm extremely, it's gratifying, it's humbling, and I am appreciative for the chance for what I've gotten to do. But my career is not all been positives, as you've heard tonight. So it's so eloquently demonstrated. I've had plenty of failures. I'm going to read something to you. I stepped on a newborn kid that was sent to rescue from a furnace duct. Fell out of the furnace duct and under the dark basement floor. He was alive, living life. I'm not sure how he turned out, but he was alive. I've cooked disastrous firehouse meals that nobody would eat. I put my foot in my mouth countless times in talking to people in medicals, risk assessments, out in public, even over the radio. I've struggled with misgendering patients, some of whom weren't wearing clothes. I just am not good at that. Never really. Where's Daniel? He's done that for I've transposed grant numbers not in our favor. I've missed grant deadlines. I've given bad advice, made wrong decisions, said hurtful things to people. I've slipped and fallen on the ice for no reason. I've tripped and fallen on my face trying to get into a fire. I've tripped over Rinky and almost fallen. So we're both looking at the same attractive woman, sitting where we're going. We walked into each other and both fell on the floor. I've forgotten to turn the hydrant into a working fire. I've sold a cop while flushing a hydrant into a working fire. I've thrown an axe at the future deputy chief, and I swear it's true. In my defense, when he asked what you were thinking, I said, I thought you were looking at me. Because, as we all know, we have been sleeping jacks money. I've called the knockdown on a working fire, but we ended up losing the entire building, and I did pull an attack line to the wrong side of the off the wrong side of the engine in a working fire. But it was really smoky. I gotta thank some people that are here tonight. First of all, I gotta thank my Lord, and any good that I have has come from Him. The blessings that He's given me. He gave me the ability to write and talent to do that, and I just want to use it for Him, and that's what I've tried to do. So, I didn't cry at all when I rehearsed this, so this is unexpected. I gotta thank my family, my wife, beautiful wife Joy, who's always been supportive of me through this career, and it's tough to be a firefighter's wife, and so I thank her for that. My kids, Gunnar, Coleman, and Ainsley, you guys are everything to me, everything good that I am. It's because of you guys. I thank my parents for their support. I want to thank some of our closest friends and family that are here with us tonight, and you guys are everything. My brother is an Ottawa County deputy. He was the deputy of the year long before I was, and was the captain before I was. So, I'm still living in my little brother's shed up here. So, one more promotion and I can get him up. So. I gotta thank my grant team, Jeremy Chesla and Jonah Lakatos, which, you know, I couldn't do any of this without them, and it's just too much to manage. They've been great. The fire admin team, Alex Basler, who gets us all our data, Don Kulak, Don Snyder, Roxanne Serrano, Lori Marcher, they're all people at fire admin you may never even seen or met, but behind the scenes, they keep this place humming. Down at City Hall, Stevie Parcell and Jake Carter, gotta thank them, and they handle a lot of the numbers and things like that we work with. I gotta thank Casey, gotta thank him. He's the reason, he's a big reason why I'm working here. His wife worked with my mom, and he brought me the initial paper application that I filled out when I got hired. He mentored me, he met with me before the hiring process, kind of talked me through some of that. He set me up with a ride along before I started. So big props to Casey. Frank Woodward was my first captain, and he really took me under his wing. He mentored me, you know, just really took interest in me, and I appreciated that. And then later on in life, in my career, we started doing the grant thing. He got promoted and was over grants, and so he was just a great partner. Gotta thank my fellow Wolfpackers. The crew has been a crazy long career. There's only 11 of us left out of 21 that we started with, and so I want to thank them for everything. It's been fun. I want to thank my coworkers, all of you out there that I get to work with every day. It's truly an honor. I want to thank my very first fire chief, Chief Gary Frickman of the Dalton Township Fire Department. I was a big on-call fire department and found out how much I love this job and how badly I wanted to do it full time. I didn't know this was something you could get paid to do, and that worked out pretty well, and I'll start with him. Chief Mike Burgess hired me, so I'm very grateful to him. He gave me my shot. I tried 3 times to get in. Didn't think that it was going to happen. I think it was in the cards for me. I was happy where I was at dispatching. And after that 3rd test, I'm like, man, if I'm getting this time, it's just not meant to be. And so I'm appreciative for hiring me. And then Chief Lehman, he promoted me twice. So gotta thank him for the leadership that he brought in. Also want to thank all our military service members. Members of the department, non-members, active, retired, all that, for all you guys have done and sacrificed for our country. So, as I think back on my career, there's a lot of names that come to mind, people that have impacted me, that I've learned from. Names like Yazdaki, who was my first lieutenant, Vanderwater, Jeff Miller, who I fought my first fire with, while I was on a trade time with Chief Brown, so that worked out all right. Smitty, Tobin, Barnes, Stellmeyer, Stoddard, Nicely, Tony Sr., Hunterman, Perry, Holtrum, DeBlay, Stellmeyer, Frew, Norman, Donahoe, Zonko, Velkamp, Frisbee, Pyle, Lang, Brenslin, Van Holstein, Kelly, Madura, Hobson, Draper, Rinkovich, Bejima, Bosch, Neswicki, Martinez, Uzarski, Van Dyke, Brzezinski, Heisma, Arizona, Tennant, and of course Father Dan. Just some of the names that pop in mind when I think about people that have had an influence on me in my career, and I'm very grateful for that. I almost forgot those thank you, so I had to go back. So my speech is a little out of order here, which is weird because the papers were all out of order when I got up here. Not sure how that happened. Luckily I had a backup, so I can quickly reorder them in the order they should be in. So I'm cutting a lot out of this, but so let me find where I need to be here. When I finally got hired, I remember sitting in the back of that fire engine, going down Bridge Street, looking in the storefront windows and seeing those lights flashing and hearing that siren, going to help, you know, some old lady that threw up on herself or something, and I didn't care. Like, you were there. I made it. I was a Grand Rapids firefighter. I achieved what I set out to do. And very shortly after that, I realized that it had nothing to do with me. It was about the team. It was about the department. It was about the citizens. It was about the we, not the me. And that's what I really want to talk to you about. You, all of us. You are the reason I was nominated. You are the reason I was selected. You are the reason I learned anything about this job. You're the reason I wanted to promote. You are the reason I come to work every day. You're the reason we're good at our jobs. You make this job safe. You make this job hysterically fun. You are the reason that I started running grants in the first place, and you are the reason that I continue to do it today. So you're the people that I want to talk to. But before I go, I want to talk to the people sitting next to you, people that don't put on the uniform, people that support us, the spouses, the families. There's a reason why we don't tell you everything we do at work. There are reasons why we're short. grumpy, argumentative, sleepy, and distant when we get off shift. We know you can't relate to what a bad day on the job looks like for us, and honestly, we don't want you to. Just know how much we value your support and your partnership, and patience and understanding. We know how long a 24 or 48-hour shift can be when you're alone with the kids, with a new baby, or no kids at all. We know how hard it is to sleep alone a third of the time. We understand how disappointing it is when we miss band concerts, sporting events, and holidays. So please hear me when I say that I speak for every one of us wearing a uniform, and I say how much we appreciate you, more than we ever could say, and more than we ever do say. Thank you. Now, to those of you who get up and put on that uniform every day, the ones who take pride in the patch on your left shoulder, the ones who at any given minute are ready to carry out action bravery or value that are worthy of your own Firefighter of the Year nomination, the ones who are forced to see things that we shouldn't have to see, the ones who are asked to do things that we shouldn't have to do, the ones who spent 25, 30, or 35 years seeing and doing things that most people never see or do in their lifetime. The ones who come to work with enormous off-day struggles, challenges, and tragedies, yet still find a way to focus on the job and the citizens and the brothers and sisters around you. On this night, we all show up to recognize and celebrate me and enjoy the open bar. I want to celebrate you. This award is because of all of us. This award is for all of us. Because anything I've accomplished is in one way or another because of you. So thank you for what you do every day. Thank you for what you've done for me and my family. This isn't about me, it's about we. If you're a newer member here tonight, thanks for being here. It's great to see new faces. I want to encourage you to refuse to become complacent or comfortable. Train, work out, read, learn. Take classes outside of this place. Protect your mental health. Reach out for help, advice, counseling if you need to. Keep your family first and the job second. And this goes for all of us. This career takes a piece of us, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Anybody who's been in this long enough can see that. We drink too much, we fight too much, we contemplate suicide too much, we get cancer too much. The tragedy in this isn't that we have those proclivities. The tragedy is that so many of us think that we're the only ones that are struggling with them, and that we don't want to ask for help. We're the best at helping others on their worst day, and we're the absolute worst at asking help for ourselves. We think that asking for help makes us weak, a failure, or a victim. In reality, the opposite is true. Facing our challenges, our struggles, our inner demons empowers us to take control over our lives and our futures instead of them controlling us. In spite of that, knowing what we know now, any one of us would sign up to take that test again tomorrow if we had a chance. Because this truly is the best job in the world. Don't lose sight of that. People let us into their homes, they hand us their babies, they call us into their most personal, intimate, and embarrassing situations. They ask us to fix their biggest failures and problems. They put an enormous amount of trust in us. And they ask us to solve their problems in the safest and most effective way possible. We have to guard that trust with everything that we have. And we have to be ready to uphold that high expectation by being ready and trained to professionally and expertly respond when called upon. We've been through some dark times. If you're here there in the late 2000s, when we were laying off firefighters, we had one company in every engine house with 43 on duty a day, 33 on duty a day at times. It was bad. So for the new members, just know that we've got it really, really good here. We've got a supportive commission, we've got a supportive mayor, we've got a supportive fire chief, and we've really got it good. For those of you that have been doing this a while, we're now the salty, crusty old heads that you can remember from when we started. My challenge is to make the transition from consumer to contributor. In the Bible, Proverbs 22:6 tells parents to train up a child in the way he should go, and even when he grows old, he won't depart from us. The same can be said of our newer members. The new generation won't fight the fires that you fought, won't see the things that you've seen, won't build the catalog of experience that you have. It's incumbent upon us to pass on their knowledge and experience to them. Tell them our stories, teach them our history, train them up in the way they should go. They're watching us and listening to us and counting on us to do for them what our mentors did for us. I'd also like to encourage you to treat each other well. But before I do, I need to go back to one of my other pages that was out of order. Chief Brown had his chance to take a shot at me, so I have a chance not to take a shot at him. Because I feel a little bulletproof right now, honestly. We'll see how that works out on Monday, but we have been friends since the first week in the academy. That is true. Back in May of 2003. And it may come as a surprise to most, but he's actually very quick at witty. It took us a while to realize this because he talked so slow. Like, the punchline would hit him right away, but by the time he actually delivered it, it wasn't funny anymore. So, but he actually is really funny. You know he's hilarious because he laughs so hard at all his own jokes. That's the proof. I look at that picture of us in your program, like that's on the graduation from middle school. And you know, he's just this gummy kid from Greensboro, North Carolina. And he actually grew up in kind of a rough part of town, worked at a busy urban engine company, went to an inner city school. And so he had a lot of comparisons to the kid from that movie, Malibu's Most Wanted, B-Red from the Boo. He kind of got labeled that, you know, when he first came in. And you can see the resemblance. He's a skinny, in the movie, he was a skinny white kid from Malibu who found himself living in South Central LA and just didn't really fit in. He tried to. It'd be a different story now if we hired Brad, now a firefighter chief, and he came from the outside. People would compare him with another well-known entertainer from the South, Jelly Roll. Without the face tattoos, of course. You can see the accent. The accent is very, you can see the difference. Many people don't know that he's also very competitive, which is weird because he's not really good at much, but very competitive. He still loves to win. When Chief Freeman was honored as the first black deputy chief in the history of the Grand Rapids Fire Department, Brad wasn't having it. He didn't want to be outdone, so he said, "Here, hold my sweet tea. I'm fixing to become the first brown chief of Grand Rapids." It's not like that. There's a big difference. I've seen that face one other time too. We went to an accreditation conference in North Carolina. And while we were there, we thought it'd be a good idea to just go to the tattoo shop, like spur of the moment, get a tattoo of his wife's name on his shoulder, and like this big, like graffiti font kind of thing on his whole shoulder. And, I don't know, he was young, wasn't making good decisions, but came home and showed Chandra, and she said, "Well, that was a stupid idea." And he had that same dull look, you know, he just looks at it, reflects with this indelible saran wrap symbol of love, still healing the permanence on his vastly slathered arm. If he had any ego left at all, she snatched it from him that day. That was the end of that. But seriously, he is a good friend, admire, give respect. So happy for you that you worked your way up to the spot that you're in. And I'm happy to say that you were my friend before you were ever a chief, or an assistant chief, or strategic planning, or whatever the position you made up for yourself. So. You mentioned the grant that you wrote. Yeah, I mean, I can't compete with that. 100% back to college, 1-for-1. I got nothing. I got nothing for him. If it was at 30,000, I didn't think it was that much. Okay. Way up. And that's all because I've actually never gotten a grant that small, so you got me. One of the projects that was included in that grant, probably the centerpiece of this project, was that he got a city bus wrapped in vinyl to make it look just like a fireman, which is kind of cool. And that kind of theme stuck with him through his career. In fact, just a couple months ago, I saw him doing an interview from a fire scene where he was dressed in turnout gear to make himself look like a fireman. All right, that was getting too heavy. I had to mix it up a little bit. So here we're gonna close this thing out. Let you guys go home. I do appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate you coming out in the snow, in the bad weather, and paying $35 of your hard-earned money to come out for this. And that means a lot to you out here. So thank you. To wrap up, I'd like to encourage us to treat each other well. There's a sentiment around here that we shouldn't bring our feelings to work. There's some truth in that. But we're supposed to just somehow turn off those feelings when we walk in the door. The truth is, we never know what other people are carrying. We have kids who have cancer, are addicts, are suicidal, are bullied. We have spouses who lack empathy, aren't mentally well, they're checked out or walked out. I'm not trying to crack down on the ball busting or joking or pranking. I'm just suggesting that we know where that line is. Get to know our people, because that line's a moving target. And something that's fine and funny one day might not be the next day. Get to know the people you come to work with every day. Know their frame of mind. Know you're getting close to crossing that line. The good-natured ribbing and criticisms are essential to our profession, because one minute I can be mercilessly heckling you in the engine house, the next minute I can be standing next to you in a situation that can endanger our lives. I need to know I can depend on you, and you need to know that you can depend on me. And in those moments where petty triviality and banal banter disappear, the trust that we develop through those experiences and through that joy is all that matters. So in closing, I'm just going to go back to talking about myself. In my lieutenant interview, Chief Lehman asked me why he should promote me. And I told him because I clean the toilet better than anybody else. He laughed and looked confused. But my point was this: as a firefighter, I took great pride in cleaning toilets. I really believe that I clean toilets better than anybody else in the fire department. When I walked out of that bathroom, they were looking better than any other toilet in any other engine house in the city. And that same mindset of performing the most menial tasks carried over into all their phases of my job, really set with my hope. I never wanted to be promoted because of my grant writing. I never wanted to win Firefighter of the Year for grant writing. I wanted to achieve those accomplishments because I was a good fireman, because I was dependable, because I treated people the right way, because I inspired others, because I worked hard, because my toilets were clean. So I'll leave you with this challenge. Find your toilet. Whether it's writing grants, driving a fire engine, rigging a hall system, running the fire department, find your toilet and scrub that sucker as hard as you can. Not for you, but for us. Not for the me, but the we. Clean your toilet. Bowl cleaner is plentiful and brushes are cheap, unlike Chief Brown's tattoo. Thank you guys very much.
I think I should have dropped this mic for you, Ryan. Took Mike for that few more things I want to say, but any of you guys are going to be learning for part for you. Start writing your speech right now, I think. So bring it down. Before you got the host to Chief Brown, it kind of made me think that too. That's Chief Brown's right now. It is a little bit now. I worked at Platform 2, Truck 2 back in the day. Started a branch out there, new firefighter. And we was from the south and said to us, Saturday, you want to make some food and breakfast? I'm a bowl cigarettes. Bowl cigarettes? What do you mean bowl cigarettes? No, boil cigarettes, bowl cigarettes. So that's why you guys stuck with me, Chief. Just, we still joke about that. Bowl cigarettes, boil cigarettes. But like Ryan said, I would have that too. We're all here to take care of each other. We wouldn't be standing up here doing the things we do without our family support. And I can speak for my wife, Lindsay, my boys all support the VFB 1 years. It allowed me to put the fire department in front of them many times. So, and many other spouses have done that too for their loved ones. So to all you guys, thank you very much for doing that for us. We appreciate you very much. We just couldn't do what we do without the support of our families and our brothers and firefighters. So thank you for all that. You can give each other a round of applause. So to close out here, I'm not going to go on because Ryan, Chief Johnson, Chief Brown, you guys did everything I want to talk on here yet. But I do want to thank Chief Brown, Deputy Chief Johnson, Deputy Chief Freeman, Assistant Chief Borgeson, for all your support for the opening ceremony. In front of the department, thank you for us. I've been here almost 26 years. It's amazing how far this department's come, especially in the last 10 years. Chief Freeman came here, and Brad stepped right in his shoes, and just our executive staff is doing great things for us in our city. I wasn't proud of being a firefighter, and I was looking to the dad now. So thanks for everything you do for us, our mayor, our commissioners, our city manager, just all the support, all the city managers and the public works do for us. Thank you very much. And once again, Matt Dennis, thank you again for knocking out the park, high five, DeVries Jewelers, John Reese Construction, the Garage Bar, thank you again for everything you guys do for us. Bars open for about an hour, cakes over here. Enjoy, mingle, and have a great night. Drive safe home. Thank you, everyone. Our chaplain, Josh Club, is going to come and give you a good night. I'm going to thank Josh, too. Josh, who stepped up the last couple years with their chaplain. As you know, Father has been a chaplain for 40-some years after his passing. Josh was out here taking the class. And Chief Brown coached me and mentioned Josh, hey, I think he's a good fit for us. And boy, has he ever. So thank you for taking time away from your family and everything you do for us. Take care of your parents for us. Thank you.
Well, you guys said I was going to pray quick, but after everything that happened tonight, I think we've got a lot to pray about. So. Let's pray. Father, may we come to you in thankfulness for this, for our first families and for our fire family, and just the fun that we can even have. Thank you for what you've given us. Thank you for Captain Sparks, and again, just the way you have led him here to this department and gifted him in a way to benefit more than just the fire department, but the citizens, even the state, we've already heard it. So we're thankful for that, and I know even as he has said tonight, he wants you to get the glory and the honor, so we're thankful for that, and so we praise you. Thank you for everybody that's here, in Jesus' name, amen.